Today's Mother's Day segment to help you get ready for Mother's Day for your wife and for your mother is what we call Strata. And it basically is an egg bread dish. And so what you're going to do is start on this the night before and put it in the fridge. I've already made one version of this last night so that we could bake it off. It has to soak for a day overnight to really do well. Now, a lot of the recipes call for just putting bread in. I like to use croissants because croissants just make it look a little more fancy and increase the wow factor. So we're gonna go ahead and get started, but we'll start with your shopping list. So you're gonna go to the grocery store and you're gonna get mini croissants. I don't like to use the big ones, they're too hard to work with. The mini ones are the perfect size and they do carry them at most grocery stores already pre-baked. I think these only cost $3 and I got a dozen. But you can take, and you're gonna use like a 9.5 by a 9.5 by 13 or 9 by 13 pan, or this is a little bit smaller one. I'm going to show you how to do a little bit smaller version with that. We'll also show you the 9 by 13 version at the end. If you're doing the 9 by 13 version, you're going to need 1.5 dozen eggs. If you're doing this size, you're going to need about a dozen eggs or so to go along with it. You're also going to need a cup of cheese. And I like to use a mixed shredded cheese like a Colby Jack or the Mexican shredded cheese. And then you're going to need some sliced ham. And the sliced ham, go have them cut it at the deli at thick, and that'll work out perfect for you if you cut that. So you can also buy just already pre-sliced ham, and it'll be a little bit thinner, and we'll show you how to use that. So we're gonna start here with our croissants, and I'm gonna pull these up, and what you're going to do with the croissants is you're gonna cut them across. Now, one of the rules as you're working with your kids and you're cutting is do not cut this way. You'll end up getting to go to the emergency room and get to share illnesses with all the other sick people. So let's not do that. So always when you cut, lay your hand flat like this and then cut across. And you will find that'll keep you safe, and then bring your hand to the top and you're able to cut open your croissant. And so you're gonna take and separate your tops and the bottoms. The bottoms are gonna go right in our pan. So we're gonna go ahead and cut off our croissants here. It'll probably take you, for a 9 by 13, probably take you 8 to 10 to fit in, depending on the size of the croissants. For this smaller one, it's only gonna take us 1/2 dozen. And what's really cool is as these soak overnight, they expand really well, and they look a lot bigger than they actually are once they soak up the egg and then bake. And so you get really beautiful puffy action with them, and they're a great base for our strata. So we get this all cut up, and we have them all laid in the bottom of our pan, and there we go. Get them nice and positioned so they're pretty even on the bottom, and you can pack them in or you can have spacing. Next thing you're going to want to do is you're going to set your tops aside, and you're going to get together your meat and whatever you decide to use, and you've got to take it into small cubes. And so we're going to cross cut it here. It's already sliced from the deli for us, or we bought deli meat, and we're just taking like this. You can also use bacon if you'd like, and fry up the bacon and then crumble it, but that's a little extra work. This, you didn't have to do anything but buy it from the deli. So we have that here now all cut up, and we're gonna just evenly do it. Even if you got some empty spots, it's okay if it falls into the crevices, and you wanna get it evenly across the plane of your food, of your dish here. Now we're gonna take a cheese, about a cup, and we're gonna sprinkle it across of our shredded cheese. And I have a 4-cheese blend here. And we just get it all spread across and get it well covered, and you should look about like that now. And we're gonna go ahead and take, next we have to make our egg mixture. I've already put in some eggs, and like I said, you would do anywhere from a dozen to a dozen and a half eggs. And then if you're a dozen, you probably want about 3/4 cup of milk. If you're a dozen and a half, about a cup of milk that you're going to throw in with it, and that's going to help loosen it up and blend it. Then we're going to do 1 teaspoon of salt and a 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. You might want to do a little bit less of the pepper if you're at a dozen eggs. You know, maybe like just over 1/4, and fix it up so that you don't overwhelm it with pepper unless you really like pepper. Then you're just gonna close your blender. Now you want to do your blender on low. Because you want to get them blended well, but you don't want to get them too frothy. If this fills up with froth, and then it's going to have trouble laying in, and it's going to be a little difficult when you're laying things out. Now you're going to take the mixer. If you're using a Ninja, make sure that you pull the blade out first. Last night I forgot to, and I almost lost my pinky finger last night. Cut it pretty good. So you're going to take, and you're going to pour about half of this in, maybe 3/4, and just get it to where you get it sinking across. But you want to save some because you're going to pour it over top, but you want to get it in to get it set. Now you're going to take and you're going to put your tops in. We get our tops in there all pretty, and then smash the tops down into the mixture, and then pour the rest of your egg mixture over top. Okay, you're going to put this into the fridge overnight, wrap it, then unwrap it and stick it in the oven, and it is going to take, depending on your oven, anywhere from 45 minutes to an hour. The way you check it is you look to the middle, and you can get hot pads and shake it. If you still have liquid shaking in it, it's not done yet. It'll actually start to poof up when it's done, and it gets all beautiful when you pull it out of the oven. So we're going to take and put it in the oven. And now we have to wait 45 minutes to an hour for our dish to be done. Now, if you remember, I told you that we did a 9x13 pan, stuck it in the refrigerator last night, put it in the oven this morning, and let's see how well this came out. Oh my goodness. Nice, beautiful strata here. And what we're gonna do is just take, and you can cut around on the edges, make sure it's not sticking at all to your pan, and then cut your piece. And unfortunately, I have to be gluten-free, and this is not gluten-free, and I have here helping me today Pastor Dylan. So Pastor Dylan, if you come on over here. Pastor Dylan gets to be our taste tester on this one. There you go. Now look at how beautiful. You got a nice crispy top. You got your layers of cheese and meat. And Pastor Dylan's going to try that for us.
That's fantastic.
Amen. So that's Strata, and your wife will think you're fantastic if you make a fantastic dish like this.